Here Lies Love is a Broadway musical written by Fatboy Slim and David Byrne. It is based on the life of Imelda Marcos and the people power revolution in the Philippines that ultimately dethroned the Marcos regime.
The people power revolution that to Filipinos we learn about in history books. I didn't really understand until I was much older the historical import of that revolution, that in many ways the Filipino people in the mid-'80s was actually at the vanguard of what it means to peacefully protest and stand up for your democratic rights and values. I describe the musical as a way to grapple with Philippine history unlike anything you've ever seen on a stage, Broadway or otherwise. The Filipinos are a global people, and unfortunately, we haven't been given a global stage to tell our story and who we are as a people. And this is actually probably going to be historically one of the most mainstream things ever done about Filipinos on any stage, anywhere in the world.
We looked at multiple theaters, multiple configurations, but because the concept is so specific that the show has to be performed in a disco setting, right? So we took all the seats out of the Broadway theater, which is one of the biggest theaters on Broadway, and put them in storage and installed an actual discotheque, practically a new building inside the building.
Here Lies Love is, of course, the first all-Filipino cast on Broadway. And it's the first, in my opinion, truly immersive show. So the audience is really right there in the middle of all the actors and all the action and the set. You're a part of the set, you're part of the design. So that's the first time that's ever happened. And musically speaking, in terms of sound, how that moves around you, that's all completely new. And Broadway's never seen that before.
It's not a play where you can sit back and just watch what's happening on stage, but it's a full experience. You're in the show and you're experiencing what it's like to be swept up in this experience, this dance club.
We are now in a theater that has ripped out 500 orchestra seats and has a dance floor. So you can choose to dance and be part of the action on the dance floor, or you can sit in a more traditional seat. You're still part of the action, you can still have a great view, but you can also sit for a little bit of those 90 minutes if you prefer to. And it is such an honor and quite honestly kind of a miracle that the stars kind of aligned for this moment for us.
Everybody in our cast has a range of experience living or, exposure to the Filipino culture. And I think that is so cool.
I'm still in awe doing this theater play with them, working with them each day. So I have really high respect for all Filipino cast here on Here Lies Love. My Broadway debut, they were there to support me, and I'm grateful for that.
Would we bring it to the Philippines if it were welcomed and supported? Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be a dream for us, I think.
The key, though, is if it's welcomed and
Correct.
supported.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's a big if, right?
Yeah.
So that would be a dream for us to bring it to the Philippines. It belongs to the Filipino people. And for us, it would be an offering back to the people of the Philippines to be able to bring the show there. The timeliness of this, right? It is about a period of time in history, right? So it is telling a section of time in the past, but it is actually asking us to look at the present and the future in really specific ways. So it is emblematic of the threat to democracy that is happening in our country here, and in republics all over the world. We see real threat to democracy, and so it's that thing of what does the past teach us? It teaches us where we're going, and I think it's a cautionary tale about where we're going.